For a long time, many Americans believed in a simple promise. Work hard, stay responsible, and life would slowly become more secure. But today, many people do all of that and still feel financially fragile. They work full-time. They budget carefully. They avoid major mistakes. And yet, they still feel one emergency away from trouble. That's the real question here. Why does hard work no longer feel like enough? This is not usually about one bad choice. It is not just about laziness. It is not just about overspending. And it is not just about bad luck. The bigger issue is that the relationship between work and security has changed. In the past, effort was more likely to lead to stability. Today, effort often leads to survival, but not always to safety. So to understand why hard work doesn't guarantee security anymore, we need to look at the bigger system around work, pay, risk, and basic living costs. In this video, we'll break this down into 5 simple shifts. Pay stopped rising with productivity. Technology changed, which skills still pay well. Basic necessities became much more expensive. Financial risk moved from institutions to individuals. And more work became flexible but less stable. And when these shifts combine, hard work can still matter, but it no longer guarantees peace of mind. For a long time, worker pay and worker output moved together. When workers helped the economy produce more, they usually earned more too. So, if the country became more productive, many households felt that progress in their own lives. But starting around the late 1970s, that pattern began to change. Workers kept becoming more productive. They worked with better tools. They became more efficient. They helped companies create more value. But wages for many ordinary workers did not rise at the same pace. That means people could be working harder, faster, and smarter than earlier generations, without seeing the same reward in their paycheck. So the first break in the system is simple. More work no longer automatically means more income. Technology can help people work faster, but it can also change what part of a job is still valuable. In some jobs, technology removes the skill that once made the worker harder to replace. For example, a worker may have once been paid for experience, judgment, or specialized knowledge. Then software or apps make that skill easier for almost anyone to use. When that happens, more people can do the job. And when more people can do the job, pay often gets weaker. In other jobs, technology removes only the easy tasks. That can raise the value of workers who still do the harder, more specialized parts. But that usually means the job becomes more demanding. So technology does not always destroy work. Sometimes it does something more subtle. It keeps the work, but changes who has leverage. That means hard work still matters, but the market may value it less than before. Even when people earn more, many still feel stuck. Why? Because the biggest expenses have risen much faster than many paychecks. 3 categories matter most: housing, healthcare, education. These are not optional for most families. You can delay buying new electronics. You can skip some luxuries. But you usually cannot avoid rent, medical bills, or the cost of building a future. That creates a major squeeze. A raise may look good on paper, but if rent rises faster, if insurance costs rise faster, if tuition rises faster, then the raise does not create real security. It only helps you keep up. This is why someone can get promoted and still feel financially stressed. They may be earning more than before, but the essentials are taking more of it. So the problem is not only income. It is also what that income can still buy. Another big change is who carries the risk. In the past, large institutions often absorbed more of it. A clear example is retirement. Many workers once had pensions. That meant the employer carried much of the responsibility for providing income after retirement. The system was not perfect, but the worker had more predictability. Today, many people rely on retirement accounts like 401ks instead. Now the responsibility is much more personal. You must contribute. You must choose investments. You must hope the market behaves well enough at the right time. If markets fall near retirement, your long years of work can suddenly feel much less secure. The same pattern shows up in other parts of life too. Healthcare costs are often more personal. Education costs are often financed with personal debt. Emergency planning is often your responsibility alone. So even if you are disciplined, responsible, and hardworking, you are carrying more uncertainty than earlier generations often had to carry. The final shift is the rise of unstable work. Gig work, contract work, freelance work, and app-based work can offer flexibility. That can be useful, but flexibility is not the same thing as security. Many of these jobs do not come with the protections people expect from traditional employment. No employer health insurance. No paid sick days. No guaranteed hours. No unemployment protection in the same way. And income can change week to week. Some days are busy. Some days are slow. Some hours are unpaid waiting time. So a person can feel like they are always working, but still not know what next month will look like. That makes planning harder. Saving gets harder. Handling emergencies gets harder. Feeling calm gets harder. So the work may be real, but the stability is weaker. When you put all of this together, a clear pattern appears. People are still expected to work hard, but the system now gives them less guaranteed reward, higher basic costs, and more personal risk. That is why so many responsible people feel financially insecure even when they are doing everything right. Hard work still matters, but it now has to fight against flat wages, expensive essentials, personal risk, and unstable income, all at the same time. So the real story is not that hard work stopped mattering. The real story is that the system around hard work changed. The old promise was simple. Work hard and security will follow. Today, the promise is weaker. You can work hard. You can be careful. You can do everything responsibly and still feel like stability keeps moving further away. That feeling is not always a personal failure. Often it is a signal that the rules of work and reward have changed. And once you see that, the problem starts to make more sense. This is Simplexplain, complex ideas simply explained.